How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual... Welcome to BIOMUTANT. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a clock. Mercenary. Deadeye. Commando. Psyphreak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Mercenary. Mercenary chosen. Good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest and so...
Ha! Natural selection is all about evolution and progress, and as soon as that...
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Right where it counts. Slice and dice. Close encounter. Don't slip. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Right in the face. emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Not the easiest way to get up. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. The right key could open this. Nothing simple. It's locked. Need the right key. Lockety-locked. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Slash on that. One and a half is health. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Someone always thinks they can beat you. Scrapalicious. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
the water.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Tamuk Gabamuktab.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
The
legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Put the water.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Tuloya, Uto Lula.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have.
Farfarifto, Tuka Kubu.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here.
Yeah.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young... He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people, or Nono, are a... You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent... The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one... You found one. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete it. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. You need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, and... You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the wood. But today, your focus is getting this one to be... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, You have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the pensai into a tree of life. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Mooma. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you... He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but the tree started to die when the end of... The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse, the Toxanol Corporation in... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eater. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. He wants you to understand that you'll all die. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.